Our next guest has been in all of our thoughts and prayers as her husband, Gregg, and my friend, Gregg, sadly passed away after a brave 4-year battle with colon cancer. Please welcome our friend, Nene Leakes. Hi, Nene.
Hi, Lonnie. How are you?
Hi. You know, Nene,
Hi.
we are so sorry for your loss. How are you and your son doing?
Uh, Thank you first. My son and I, we are doing well. We've had a lot of highs and lows, but we're doing well. We have a really good circle of friends and support that have really been here for us and lifting us up during this time. So we've been well.
Well, you look good. I'll tell you that's one thing. You look fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
So beautiful.
You guys look great too. Thank you.
Nene, can you tell me, if you can, what were those final days with Gregg like?
My final days with Gregg were beautiful and emotional. Gregg and I had already gotten the news that he was going to pass. And the first thing Gregg wanted to do was to let it kind of sink into him. He wanted to be able to accept it before he was able to talk to his children. And once he was able to accept that this was happening, he wanted to make peace with it, I think is a better word. And then he wanted to share the news with his children. So once he made peace with it, which took him a few weeks, to really pray on it and make peace with it, then we start calling the children. Brent was the last child that we told. We told all of Gregg's children from his first marriage first. And Brent is the youngest, and obviously Brent lived in the house with Gregg and I. So we really had to think about how to tell Brent, and Gregg wanted to share that with Brent by himself, and he did. So things like that made it very emotional, just seeing Gregg talk to Brent and tell Brent the things that he wanted him to do as a man and how he wanted him to move as an entrepreneur. And it was emotional. Wow. But Gregg, being the class act that he always is, yes. He was beautiful. His skin was amazing. He wasn't in any pain. He talked the whole time. It was very beautiful and emotional.
Well, I loved Gregg. I just want to say that, and
yes,
I know
he loved
know.
you too. You was his crush.
And I knew it. Yeah. I loved him. I have to say, I heard that you found an envelope that Gregg had to say what he wanted to, what he wanted everybody else to do. Can you share a little bit of that with us?
Yeah, so Gregg and I was in his office just like a couple of weeks before he passed. He was Zoom with his doctors, and he was looking for something that his doctor needed. And we were just tearing up his office trying to find the paperwork. And I looked on the wall, and there was something taped on the wall. And I said, maybe this is it. He said, no, that's not it. That's something in case something happens to me, a letter in case something happens to me. And when he said it, he kind of said it really quick and threw it away, like, didn't want me to catch it, but I caught it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go back in that office whenever I get Gregg out of the office. Yeah. So once I was able to get Gregg out of the office, I went back, and it was taped on the wall that said, do not open unless something happens to me. So I opened it, and it was written to Brent. And I was just really like going crazy, like it's written to Brent. What is he about to say in the letter? So in the letter, he was just really directing Brent things that he wanted Brent to do. And he was actually in the letter helping me. Like, Brent, you go and do this, and then you give it to your mom. Or after you do this, tell your mom. Wow. He was taking a lot of pressure off me, which made me really emotional to read it. It just really showed to me, reading the letter, how loving Gregg was and just the class act that he was.
Gregg was all about the business. I mean, we toured with Gregg. Gregg would handle everything for us on the tour. Really? The Ladies' Night Out tour. It was like, it's nothing like Gregg. He would handle business. So I am not surprised that he left that envelope. And
he did, Lonnie, and let me tell you, he did everything for us on that show, and he did it for nothing. Like, he did it because he just wanted to do it. It was just the goodness of his heart.
Yeah. That's just the type of man that he was. And you had this wonderful celebration of life for Gregg at your lounge in Lanithia. And from the pictures, Nene, the videos on social media, it looked so beautiful. It was so moving. Tell us about the service.
It was so beautiful. So one of the things Gregg and I would do on Sunday in our house is play gospel music from like everybody. Like we blasted music on Sunday. And he loved Yolanda Adams. So we had talked about, Gregg had told me long before that he did not want to be buried. He wanted to be cremated. He would love to have a beautiful repast of some sort. But his whole thing was always, I don't know why, but he would always say, I don't want people looking at me. I don't know why he would say that because he looked really good in the end.
Yeah.
But he didn't want people looking at him. So we did the cremation with just the family. And then we had a repast for everybody. It was beautiful. He wanted a celebration of life. And we really did that. We had big voices like Yolanda Adams, Kiki Wyatt, Leandria, Tamar Braxton, Kim Burrell. They all just sang their hearts out for Gregg. It was really nice. We had Jamal Bryant, give the words. It was really nice.
Wow. That's really beautiful that you could send him out that way.
Yeah.
Nene, on another note, you've been in the stories about you and Cynthia Bailey, and I want to know, because she didn't attend the repast, where are you guys now, and do you think you can ever get your friendship back?
We're cordial, and I'm happy with cordial.
Okay.
You know what, Nene?
You always say it like it is, Nene.
Well, your former castmate, Claudia Jordan, also took to social media to blast you for making comments about who got you flowers. How did that make you feel?
Now that girl, no. The thing that I think bothered me the most about it, Lonnie, is that I was on a radio show. We had a great morning. Everything was great. And it's always like that one little thing and people like take it and like run with it. So we were talking about, we talked about the repast a little bit, and we were talking about who came, who didn't come, and who gave you gifts and who did. And I said, all the girls went in together and got me a flower. Now, at the moment, I told Marlo this at the repast. I was all emotional at the repast. And I said to Marlo, all of you guys went in together and got me a flower. Like, really? I've worked with those girls for a really long time. So we have a different type of connection. So I was expecting something a little bit different. I was just being honest. So I'm just going to stop being so honest. Public.
Well, Cynthia did say, Nene, she said that she thought it would be a bigger impact if all of them came in together, and that's why she said that they sent it as a group. But also, there are different stages of grief, and I think at that point you were at, they say anger is a side of grief. And I think maybe you were at that point. It seems like right now you're at acceptance. And is that where you are right now?
I was very emotional, Lonnie. Like, sure. I was emotional about, I never thought I would be emotional the way that I was. Like, can't even explain. I didn't even want people to touch Gregg. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, we understand it.
For over 20 years.
Understand it. We understand it. Absolutely.
And you're allowed to
have all the emotions.
Let her grieve the way she wants to grieve.
Absolutely.
But it's a step, Nene, so it's fine. It's fine.
It is. It really is a process. I just, because I'm so strong, I don't even know why I felt like I felt. Like, people would come to visit Gregg and I would be telling them, I know they thought I was crazy. Don't touch him like that. Don't touch him like, I don't know.
Yeah, you were protective. It totally makes sense. Now, Nene, you married Gregg in 1997 and again in 2013.
Woo!
I want to know, you guys, you spent a lot of your life with him. What do you miss the most?
I miss Gregg every day. I miss his touch. I miss being able to go to Gregg for advice. Like, we all call him our problem solver. Oh. So I really miss, being able to call him up and ask for his advice a lot.
Well, now, Nene, you're embarking on a new journey. What do you think Gregg would want for you?
I know what Gregg would want for me because we talked about it. He wanted me to be happy. He wanted me to continue on. He said to me, he wanted me to love his children. We have my Gregg's children from his previous marriage. He wanted all of us to stay in each other's lives.
Nice.
So we text each other every week. And we weren't doing this, when Gregg was living. We were a blended family, but he wanted us to be closer because there was room for us to get closer. So he wanted me to love his children, all of his children, and keep them all in my life. And he wanted me to be happy. And we've been working on that.
That is fantastic, Well, the gentlemen, as you call them, have been sliding in your DMs. So what do you have to say to men wanting to date you?
Shoot your shot. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see. It's interesting dating. Actually, a few of my friends have been calling me up and saying, just kind of like being in the house a lot, being by yourself, it's like, it makes you really depressed. It makes me really think, about Gregg a lot. So I've gone out with my girlfriends and we've met up with different people. And one of my friends, Peter, has introduced me to somebody. We just talk like hi and whatever. One of my girlfriends has introduced me to somebody. Dating is hard for y'all. I don't know how y'all did it all these years. That's crazy.
No
it's
kidding.
crazy.
That's so funny.
You'll get back into it.
Yeah.
Okay, Nene, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta for a moment. It looks like the cast is confirmed for season 14. Now, Sheree is returning, and Marlo finally got her peach. What do you think about the cast?
I honestly don't have any real thoughts about them. I know all of them. I've worked with them all. I think they'll do a good job. So yeah, they okay.
Okay, but the question that people really want to know, Nene, you know it. Would you return?
Yes, Nene.
Yeah, sure. I'll return to the show. I'm okay with returning to the show as long as, we can work through a few things. I'm happy to return to the show. And besides, I have a lot of unfinished business with a couple of them that they confirmed on the show.
Like what kind of business, Nene? What could get you to come back?
I think Andy and I were really close for a really, really long time. And I love Benny Boo, and I helped pay for his baby shower and all those things. I think that Andy and I need to have a sit down and talk, and then we're off to the races.
Well, hopefully you will be back. I know Andy, he's a great guy to talk to. I mean, you can say that for sure. So let's see what happens, Nene. We wish you well, and we want you to come back in studio to see us, okay?
I wanted to be there so bad with you guys.
Oh, we wanted to have you here. I want to hug you.
Yeah, we got a hug.
I haven't been to LA, so hopefully in the new year, I'm embarking on a new chapter in my life. I'm really happy and I'm really excited about the future.
Good.
Well, thank you, Nene, and continued blessings. Our thoughts and our prayers are with you and the entire family, okay?
No, thank you so much. Thank you, Lonnie. I can't wait to. You and your guy can introduce me to somebody too. I
will. I'll do that, and I got to get Garcelle too.